How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is moving like mad right now, and this could just be the start. Of course, we have had a great year for Bitcoin, but when you compare it to some other assets, it could still have a lot further to run. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, if you want to trade cryptocurrency, there's a link to BTCC underneath the video. You can get set up in just a few minutes. You can trade all different kinds of assets from Bitcoin to ADA to BBUSDT to Brett USDT, all different hundreds and hundreds of cryptocurrencies, and you can trade up to 250x leverage. They have deep liquidity. They've been around for over a decade, so you can check it out underneath the video without KYC and get started here today. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin is looking very green. This is the daily, obviously. We're up at 68.3. We went all the way up to 68.6 earlier today. Now, 69,000, obviously a bit of an interesting level because that is essentially where we got to last cycle. So I'd be watching this level, obviously. And then when we zoom out a little bit more, you can see 70,000 is where we had this peak back in July. Hopefully, we continue to move higher. We already broke out of this downtrend, it looks like, or we broke above it, at least for now. And when we go down to the 15-minute, you can see that we've come back below it, come back above it, kind of used it as support and moving up now. Obviously, it would be extremely bullish if we could just break right through 70,000. And then, of course, people would be screaming from the rooftops to buy. While I've been saying that, like, it's probably a good time to dollar cost average the entire time we've been down in August and September and even months before that. The fact is we are a little bit lagging compared to some other assets. And I'll show you that here in a second. But Bitcoin dominance continuing to move up. Let's actually see if we're at the peak point. We have moved up to about 59.03%. We're at 59% Bitcoin dominance right now. Obviously, Bitcoin's just leading the market while it's rallying up. I think a lot of people are waiting to invest in altcoins until liquidity comes back into the system, until rates get a little bit lower, and until they see Bitcoin break out of this downtrend that we've seen for so long. So they're just waiting around now. So hence the Bitcoin dominance moving up. We also have just massive amounts of inflows to the ETFs. I talked about this last night in my video that was kind of late, but BlackRock had a massive day, $309 million. We had total inflows of 473 million or 7,000 Bitcoin. Stack that on top of the other inflows, and we have over $2 billion worth of inflows in the last 5 days. That is why we're moving up. Let's go back over here to the daily and see how much we moved up since that 5 days. Okay, going 1 day back, 2 day back, 3 day back, 4 day back, 5 day back. We had been all the way at the bottom around 62,000. Now we're at 68,000 with about, what did we say, $2 billion worth of inflows. So Bitcoin's market cap has gone up about 130 billion from $2 billion of inflows on the ETF. So a 60x multiplier. Of course, I don't like to dig too much into that multiplier there because there could be other people selling, right? There are other people selling, there are other people buying, so it's hard to tell exactly, but the ETFs did have, if you just look at the ETFs, a 60x multiplier on the price. Now, gold has been doing well too. Gold's been skyrocketing. It is now 30% above yearly highs, as in previous year highs. Okay, Bitcoin has been lagging, but historically doesn't do so for long. If it catches up, this would imply a $96,000 Bitcoin price, so all-time high back in 2021 times 1.3, $96,000. That's just if it performs the same as gold, right? Like it should outperform. We're going into a better environment for risk on assets. So you would think that Bitcoin would move much faster than gold. The S&P 500 has been doing really well too. If you look over the last 1 year, I was surprised when I saw this. I knew the S&P 500 had done really well, but I think I see the year-to-date numbers a lot. I'd seen like 20%, 21%. But if you go a year back, and this isn't even cherry picking because there was a better day, like 11 and a half months back, But if you go a year back, we're up 36% on the S&P 500 from that date where it's like 11 and a half months back. The S&P 500 is up 42.27%. So everything has been doing well. It does make you think, okay, let's just not get ahead of ourselves. It seems like we're out of the recession, but when you see the S&P 500 move up 36% in a year, that's a little bit, I think it's a time to just step back and not FOMO, right? But Bitcoin still under the previous cycle high. Again, if you want to trade crypto, there's the link to BTCC underneath the video. You can sign up there in just a few seconds. Obviously, other altcoins are doing well too. Solana hasn't really done too much, I'll be honest. With Bitcoin rallying up, it's been stuck at 150, 155 for the last few days. You can see here, it moved up on the 13th, so at the beginning of the week, before 4 of these days of Bitcoin inflows, it was around the same price that it is now. So kind of lagging. Ethereum, obviously lagging as well. Let's just look at the 7-day here. Bitcoin up 10.1%, Ethereum 8%, BNB 5%, Solana 6%, XRP 1%. Seems like a bit of a stable coin recently. Dogecoin up 24%, just massive rallies. Tron, Toncoin, and Cardano all down on the week. Of course, every crypto has its day in the sun, it seems like, but it is a little bit surprising when you see Bitcoin rally this much and then some altcoins are still down a little bit. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Honestly, there isn't a ton of news going on today. There are the inflows from yesterday, and that's about it so far. Now, we do have some big events next week, which I'll probably be talking about this weekend, including Tesla earnings. We do have some economic events as well. We're getting closer to other earnings. I would expect there to be some interesting things said from Tesla because they did shift around their Bitcoin, and it looks like maybe they're going to take payments again soon. Maybe nothing happens, though. Maybe nothing happens. But I would be paying attention to that, and I'd really just be paying attention to these technical levels. 69,000, 70,000, all these round numbers. The next one, 72,000. You don't really have to pay attention to 71 from any technical perspective. And then 74 is the Mac Daddy. If we could break through 74, all bets are off. Let me know your thoughts, though. Obviously, I have long positions open. I have my spot bags filled. I'm happy if we continue going up. I'm also fine if we fall back down. So just hopefully you're in a similar spot because that makes it much easier to weather these storms. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on the market. Let me know what you're drinking. I'm just drinking water now, but going to upgrade to a coffee here in a second. Thanks so much. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.